Hi trader, welcome to the weekly Forex recap. Today's focus is on the pound and of course the movement that could occur before the UK elections on Thursday. First of all though, be aware that this video is shown to a global audience but may not be suitable for everyone. Visit admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence and contact the appropriate entity for more details. Also please note that trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered high risk. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This webinar is for informational and educational purposes only. By continuing watching this video, you agree with this disclaimer and you are aware of the risk involved when trading. Okay, let's kick off the video actually with pound dollar daily chart, and you can see that I have a fib from here to here, and that's because price is in a triangle. So if it breaks out to the downside, I'm looking for price to hit the targets, which is the -272 target and the -61.8 target. If it does break to the upside and hence breaking above this resistance, then the 61.8 could still be a turning spot, could still be a resistance level, and of course the 130 could be a bounce or break spot as well. So basically, the triangle here indicated by the orange and blue line, I think very important. We can see that on the lower time frame better, like this chart right here. You can see I think the price is indecisive at this moment, is making higher lows and lower highs, and indicating a kind of a waiting phase until perhaps not all the way until Thursday, but could be, of course, a bit cautious, a bit quiet until the election results are known. Now, it doesn't have to be in this particular triangle because it's quite narrow. What could happen, of course, is a small breakout like this, and price could extend it by going sideways, for instance. So that's something to be aware of as well. I think that the pound dollar, from that point of view, might have difficulties with breakouts and could stay. There's a chance it could stay in a range like this until the the elections are known. The results of the elections are known. So until that moment, eventually, of course, there will be a breakout. If it is a breakout to the upside, price could challenge 130, and if it breaks 130, continue to higher targets. If it breaks the weekly pivot point and eventually this bottom, then there's room for downside. Let's take a look at the daily chart again. You can see what I mean here. Basically, if price makes the downside, challenging 127, perhaps even further, and if it goes to the upside, then I would put a fib back from here to here, all right, and once it breaks 130, 130.50, there could be space up to 132.50, 133 right here. This bullish shown right there, and this is a bearish zone right here, all right. So it all depends on the breakout. Let's see what happens later this week. Regarding how I measure which side is actually getting a break, I keep an eye on candlesticks primarily, most importantly, because of the fact that it gives a great indication whether price is actually holding the break. So if you have a candle close near the low, for instance, like this, if you have a good candle with a close near the low, looking for a little bit of a pullback and continue is great because the breakout candle is indicating that there's not a false break. On the daily chart, 4-hour candles, 4-hour charts, those are great candles actually, like this, a candle like that, indicating a good breakout as well. So one of my favorite ways to look for breakouts is using candlesticks. I'm going to take a look at the euro dollar and dollar yen in just a second. First of all though, these are the webinars of this week. On Friday, you want to make sure to check out and join our educational webinar on the UK general election. I think you'll enjoy that, the likely impact of that. But we also have Thursday still an educational webinar on trend trading like a pro. Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, those 3 days we have live trading sessions, taking a look at the live market with Nennet and myself. So check it out, 4 sessions in total. All right, the dollar yen was bearish last week, Friday, during the NFP, fell pretty substantially. So the bearish trend is still intact, in fact, and this kind of revival here didn't last too long. So I think that price is still falling to support, but now that it has momentum again to the downside, especially if it stays below the weekly pivot point, I think it could retrace, bounce there, and make a lower low at the S1, which could be a bouncing spot at the 110 level. So I'm interested in a potential short at the pivot point, but also a potential bounce at the S1, and that bounce, if there's a substantial rally, could actually start a bigger upside. Why? Because this, in my opinion, is the first momentum. This could be a correction, and if it turns around at the S1 or S2 or even S3, this could basically complete a third wave to the upside. So this could be a 1 or an A, this could be a B, and this could be a C. So that could be a major upside once B is completed. But it doesn't look like B is completed. If price does break above the R1, maybe even the PP, the weekly pivot point, then there could be this wave B could in fact be completed. So let's take a look at the hourly chart, and I will put a fib from here to here. Then I'm looking for price to basically respect the 38.2 fib at the weekly pivot point. So if price does turn right there, I would be interested in shorting it down to 110, down to that minus 272 target and the S1 weekly pivot point. So right here, that's a sweet zone. If price does break above it, I think the 50 is still a dangerous level of resistance. But above that, the chance that price can get to the R1 or perhaps even above is starting to slowly increase. For the moment, I'm bearish. I'm bullish, at the 38.2 fib. I'm bearish at the 50, but I'm bullish actually at the minus 272 target. Regarding the euro dollar, it is at a key resistance level, 113, significant resistance. Why? Let's take a look at the daily chart. Let me move the mini terminal, part of the MetaTrader 4 Supreme Edition, a little bit lower here. And you can see that price is riding the Admiral Keltner, also part of that MetaTrader 4 Supreme Edition. And you see that it's approaching this top, 113 key level. But also, if you put a fib from here to here, you see that price is actually, from this point of view, approaching the minus 100 target. And this is the last retracement target that I would expect price to test. Typically, the retracement goes actually to the minus 272 target or the minus 61, minus 61.8. But in some cases, price extends further than that, and it's still considered a retracement. But the very last target I would consider is this minus 100. A break above that is indicating momentum, and momentum to the upside in this case. That would substantially alter the structure of the market here on the euro dollar, and that would be a big major decisive zone. So for me, this 113 is critical. First of all, it is a top. Second of all, it is a potential still wave 1-2, but if it breaks above 113, it is not a wave 2 anymore. That's an invalidation level. Third of all, if this is an ABC, then typically price should stop here, max here. So from that point of view, it's approaching the max in a way. So if it does break above 113 with a good weekly candle or daily candle today, later this week, at the end of this week, above this resistance, that could indicate a bigger upside potential on the euro dollar. However, if it bounces this week, next week, that could indicate that it's still a correction and price might make a retracement or reversal back down. At this moment, technically speaking, I'm still kind of showing the wave 1-2 on my chart on the wave analysis. But the thing is that with such a strong push to the upside, it is becoming, very 50-50 in a way, whether we get a breakout to the upside or downside at this moment, because price has extended so far and is approaching the resistance yet again. There is a decent chance that resistance could be broken in this case. But we never know. Price is at 112.60 at the moment, and I'm going to take a look at price action primarily to see what kind of reaction we get today and later this week. On the lower time frames, you can see price is approaching this resistance, kind of hesitating a bit here. So it all depends on how price will respond right here. If price does make a retracement back down, keep an eye on the weekly pivot point, of course. That could be still a major bouncing spot. But if it breaks below this level, then it might start to build a retracement further and further downwards. So that's a key level as well right here for bulls and bears. Plus, of course, that 113 level I talked about. So key level on the euro dollar. Let's take a look at how price responds at 112 and 113. And I'll be keeping an eye on price action candlesticks to see which of the two, up or downside, is more likely. For more analytics, webinars, and articles, admiralmarkets.com. Please check it out. You can, of course, find the event page there as well of the UK elections. We have special webinars as well as special articles coming up. So a lot of info there, stats and graphs as well. And wish you all great trading. Cheers.